Hey you guys, Coach Liz here. I hope you're having a great holiday season. As you can tell by the Santa hat, we are still in the Christmas season. We just have about a week left, a little over a week before Christmas. And it's such a great time to learn about yourself, learn about your habits, your mindset, things that you've been doing without even realizing it, and asking yourself, is this tradition serving me? Or is it something that I'm willing to change up to help me accomplish my goals long term? So pay attention to your thoughts and your habits during this holiday season. And it's easy to make healthy choices even during the holiday season. Before I get into our healthy habit this week, I want to draw attention to this new Ascend line that I got from Optavia. As coaches, we were able to try it out before clients, which are available next month. So January 2025, you can try them out. I love them because they are just packed with protein and fiber, and they're nutritious. And they're designed specifically for either the optimization phase, so your just healthy lifestyle, being able to get that protein that we all need, or also people on the GLP-1 shot typically have a hard time getting enough protein to protect their lean muscle and getting enough nutrition and fiber. So these fuelings are so helpful because they're packed with protein, about 25 grams of protein per fueling, and lots of fiber, 8 grams of fiber in those chips right there. And they're so good. My kids eat them up. So to have something convenient that you can take with you, that you don't have to go fix something, and that's really going to get a bang for your buck by being chock full of good protein, fiber, healthy ingredients, no artificial sweeteners and preservatives. I just love having some healthy options to help me hit my goals. So try them out next month when you get a chance. But this week, I want to talk about something that's really helpful during the holidays or any time of year. It's our high five check. Now, our high five check is just a quick check that we can do to ask ourselves, how are we doing with our habits? Now, in the Life Book, Dr. Anderson talks about our macro habits of health. He talks about how important, these healthy habits are in regards to our everyday habits, things that are going to keep us on that path of health for the rest of our life. And sometimes it's easy to start slipping on those habits. And that's when we start going back to our old habits and start gaining the weight back. But if we can be mindful and conscious and ask ourselves how we're doing and course correct quickly, then it's something that can be sustainable long term. So let me teach you how I do it. I do a high five check just about every day. I ask myself, how am I doing in these 5 areas of health? And I'll ask myself if I am struggling, maybe I'm not getting my water or haven't like skipped my exercise or something that day, I'll recommit quickly because it's so much easier to course correct when you just start getting off course than when you're way off course and trying to rebuild those habits. So if you start asking yourself, how am I doing in these areas, you can stay on track and just every day try to get a little bit better in those areas. So let me run through these. Our high five. The first one is hydration. How are you doing with drinking your water? Are you getting at least 64 ounces of water? I love to start the day with water. Make sure you flush out all those toxins, flushes through your organs by getting water first thing in the morning. Are you drinking your calories? If so, that might be something that you want to switch up and go back to drinking water because those can really add up. So make sure you're drinking your water. How about your nutrition? Are you following a nutrition program that's helping you balance your blood sugar? Are you eating every few hours and making sure that you're prioritizing protein every time you eat? And of course, healthy vegetables too. So if you're on one of the Optavia programs, you don't have to worry about it. Just stick with your program. If you are in that next phase and working on your own goals, really pay attention to if you're mindlessly eating, if the sugar's creeping in, and just course correct. I love hopping back on the 5-in-1 for a week just for a quick detox to get back in those good habits, especially after a holiday. So just know that's a tool that you can use, but check yourself. How are you doing with your nutrition? How about exercise? Are you doing something intentional every day to move your body? It doesn't have to be hours at the gym. It could be 10 minutes of intentional exercise. It could be a 20-minute walk, but just really paying attention to look for ways to move your body more. Is going to help. And also, if we can work on building muscle, if you have muscle, it's actually going to make your metabolism higher. So you can eat more and not gain weight. And it's so good for your bones and your whole body to have muscle. It's going to help you live a better quality of life much longer. And so really prioritize some muscle building activities. All right, the fourth one is sleep. Are you getting your sleep? Sleep is actually when you break down fat the most and your body recovers and repairs itself. So making sure that you get enough sleep is crucial. And making sure it's restful sleep. So not watching TV in your bed, really setting yourself up for a good night's sleep. So this is something that you really want to focus on. And also, when you are not getting enough sleep, you're probably going to notice that you're craving more carbs. You're hungrier. It's just a natural hormone that's released when you're sleep deprived that helps your body just to function. So make sure you're getting enough sleep. All right, the fifth thing is your mindset. How are you managing the holidays? How do you manage your stress? Are you an emotional eater when you're around groups of people in a social setting? Do you eat more? Like, just really pay attention to those habits and how you manage those emotions. If you try to buffer them by covering them up with food, or if you can actually recognize them and breathe through them, and just consciousness is the first step, recognizing that you're doing it and then learning how to process those in a different way besides using food. Those are key, not just for holidays, but for any time of year, because we all have those stressful times or those emotional days, that if we can really be mindful of how we're managing that, it's going to help us so much. So that's our high five. I really challenge you to do a high five check. Ask yourself how you're doing with your hydration, your nutrition, your exercise, your sleep, and your mindset. Those are all your macro habits of health. So do a high five check today. Let me know how things are going. And if you start slipping in one area, make a goal to just get back on track in that area so that you can keep moving forward with your health goals into the new year. Have a great week.